Hello, hello. All right. So welcome, welcome. So Aquarians, thanks for joining me again. So real quick, October the 8th is a date you might want to go outside at night and take a look up because we've got the Draconid meteor shower. This meteor comes around once every 6.6 years. And sometimes it's like an incredible amount of meteors. In 2011, there was like 600 per hour. But most times it's only about 10 per hour. So we don't know what we're going to get, but I am totally going to go out and take a look. The other thing is October the 16th, it is International Observe the Moon Day. So hopefully everybody gets outside for at least a split second just to send a little smile up to the moon. So in any case, speaking of all of the things in the night sky, obviously that's what I'm in front of. You guys know I love to change up my reads. You know I love to change my decks. So indeed, that's what I have done. So we're starting out with a little bit of astronomy. I'm not an astronomer. I love astronomy, and I'm usually always a member of whatever amateur astronomy club exists in whatever town I live in. But I'm a perpetual student, and I still know very little. So this is your constellation, though, to begin your reading. So I pre-shuffled for you because I have to read up on these things for you. So this is the only constellation that's actually split, as you can see. So it's a snake, right? It's serpents. And this is actually associated with a lot of healing. So the mythology that goes along with this is Asclepius, like the father of medicine, killed a snake, and then supposedly another snake came along with an herb in its mouth and it revived that snake that had been killed. And so this is, I mean, of course it's mythology, right? But it's just very interesting that this has so much to do with healing. Even healing maybe like a broken heart, or healing something that's been kind of fractured. So I don't know if this is going to factor into your story at all, but one other thing I wanted to mention about this constellation, because it could be really cool, you might want to check out the website for the Hubble telescope, because in 1995, the Hubble telescope managed to get a couple of amazing photos of kind of a star cluster located here with all the gases that were, forming new stars. And so that could be a really cool thing to take a look at. So let's go ahead and jump on into this and see where this reading takes us, if there's any crossover for that first little tidbit of info that comes from those cards. Let's see. Talk about the galaxy. You just got the world. And if you take a look at this, it's so funny because this is the world card, right? But we're seeing it from outer space, and we're seeing it as if it's the great eye of the creator, looking at the world, knowing you are your own creator. You are your own manifester. The power to create is within you. What do you want your world to be? Well, hopefully you want it to be balanced, right? To me, this always looks like Lady Justice. This is such a beautiful card because it is asking us to change our perspective about the world that we live in. If we have been sad, if we have been brokenhearted, if things have not been going well, guess what? You get a brand new, fresh start. You start it today. You don't have to wait till tomorrow. You can start it in this moment. Deep breath, and here you go. It's a new moment now. So, side note, I have asthma, and I can go from perfectly fine, and the wind changes direction and it blows a particular pollen. I'm very sensitive to very specific things. And I am miserable for the next 48 hours, And if I just hadn't gotten in that draft of that wind that carried that pollen, I would have been fine. Things can change like the wind. So that's like a negative version of a change. But my point is, from one moment to the next, the air we breathe isn't even the same blend of components. So if you think it's impossible to change your world right now, in the blink of an eye, no, it's not. It's as easy as taking the next breath and saying, with this next breath, I'm going to inhale positivity. And it's going to change my next words that I speak, because I'm speaking from a place of, you know what? It's going to be all right. I'm going to change things for the better. So this is a momentary shift for you. And I feel like you probably have already done this. I feel like you do it maybe without even thinking. I feel like it may just be a part of who you are. You go, well, that sucked, but I'm not going to leave it I'm not going to put my life in that sucky little box. Instead, I'm going to change. And I feel like you change things any moment that you feel it's time. Queen of Pentacles in the reverse, Strength card in the upright. What you seem to be changing is, I'm not going to deal with stubborn energy. I'm not going to keep giving and be stubborn and say, no, this has to work. I have to make this work. There are times to let go and move forward. And you have just the strength to do that. This is mastering your emotions. This is like, it's all right. That one I'm letting go. And you just do it. You do it that quickly. I feel like some of you are in a moment where you're like, I didn't like this situation. So what do I do about it? Do I tell someone I don't like it? Do I deal with it? Do I da-da-da-da-da? And you're like, no, I let it go. I pivot. I pivot, I change my direction, and I let it go. And that is such a, I feel like you're going to be so rewarded for that incredible and brilliant attitude. You master frustration by simply letting it go. Or maybe this is that secret to healing. Maybe it's that power of Asclepios. Maybe you see the secret to letting something go is to change your own, change your direction of where are you going, right? Where are you heading? It's almost, I don't know why I have this in my head, but say you were driving a car and you get to a point where all of a sudden the road is crumbled and you go, okay, what do I do here? Do I have to turn back and now I can't reach my destination? And you go, well, actually there's a footpath right there by the side. Why don't I just pull my car over? I get out and I keep on my path on my feet. Or I change direction. I change something about what I'm doing instead of looking at it as like, oh, great, what do I do now? This is such a problem for me. No, you've changed something and it is a fresh start. And if you do get out of that car and start walking instead, it may wind up that you find all kinds of new, exciting, adventurous people. You may come across like the perfect picnic spot. You may just enjoy yourself so much more because you were willing to roll with what life brought you and always be willing to be versatile. This Hermit in the reverse, this is you coming out of quiet time. This is you really putting yourself out there. I feel like you're not internalizing anything. It's almost like, how do I say this? You're not only not internalizing anything, you're letting other people's problems be their problems. It's not my issue. That relationship kind of fell apart. I didn't do it. I was willing to put the energy in. Something didn't work. So I pulled back my energy and I just kept moving forward. We've got Capricorn. We've got Leo. We've got Virgo. Now we're moving you forward with this is the Wanderer. It's funny how I talked about pulling the car over and getting out and walking. You literally, you're about to possibly jump into the ocean. Some of you are about to be willing to meet a new love, a new romantic partner, or some of you are willing to, this could also be letting a situation where there was conflict go. I have to say this because it could be this story also. This could be a story about healing. This could be a story about saying, I do want to have a do-over with this person. So we're going to start fresh. We're going to start new. And I'm going to do things in a different way. I'm not going to give too much this time. I'm going to make sure that I have the strength to hold back so that I don't put all of my precious energy into someone else. Not until I know if they're, if they can handle all my beautiful energy and handle it nicely. This is you taking a leap of faith, giving something a try, giving it a whirl. This is very exciting, but we have this other energy that pops up here. We do have someone standing on the banks of a river, knowing that they're stuck and they either can't join you on the adventure or they're stuck watching you leave them. You notice they're kind of in like a mourning garb, right? Kind of like they're mourning the fact that they're having to stay here. They're stuck and you're not. I mean, these two cards are so vastly different. This is like the Fool card. This is a leap of faith, but someone is not on that leap of faith with you. I'm more inclined to say this. You are leaving behind a relationship that didn't work, and you are going toward a completely new individual. Something that maybe you wouldn't have necessarily given your time and attention to, but you're willing to now. Somebody's having to watch you leave is what I feel here. Why are they stuck? Why can't they join you on this journey? Seven of Swords in the reverse, Moon in the reverse, Nine of Pentacles in the reverse. It's so interesting because somebody is actually like, they don't want to be alone. They just can't seem to cough up the truth. The truth is, I didn't want things to be over with us. I think they're just now realizing this. I feel, I've been reading this as if this is all about you. Maybe this is all about somebody else. Maybe it's someone else who's recognizing all of these things. Like they're the ones having this brand new shift in energy. They're the ones seeing things in a different light and saying, wow, it's time for me to walk away from a situation where, I've been stubborn. I haven't wanted to give to this connection. I want to now. I'm realizing that I held this connection back. I'm the one who kept this stuck. I'm the one who actually doesn't want this to be over. The truth of it is, like, I don't want to be single. I want to be in a connection. That's very interesting because it's a totally different view. So hold on, because I can't yet tell who is who. This could be very much a story about healing. What I'm going to ask is, tell me about, where are you at? Okay, we're going to keep that card because you saw what just happened there. Where are you at? Hermit. So you've been doing a bunch of thought, a bunch of, and it can be a lot of healing also. Maybe that's why we have serpents. And, I just realized this. Serpents being the only constellation that is actually cut in two. Maybe this is a twin flame energy. I didn't think about that until just now. Maybe that's why I'm like, I can't figure out who is who here. Maybe this is a twin flame reading, so there's a mirroring. That would make the most sense. Okay. So this is all still I just wanted to know about you so that maybe I can pinpoint which is which half in this reading. So you've done a lot of deep introspection about the things that need to change. And you are ready to, with the Prince of Staves, this is you ready to move forward, ready to go after something that'll make you happy, ready to shift into, like, I'm going to follow my passion. I want to go after the things that are going to be exciting. I want romance. I want love. I want passion. So again, we get some Virgo energy. We get Aries energy here. So that's your sense of awareness. I want to not be denied the passion and the excitement of life. I want to live like I'm a healed individual who can have love and romance and excitement. Why would I not take every moment that I have on this planet to make sure I'm having a darn good time? So you're choosing happiness and you're choosing to open yourself up to passion. Okay, so now tell me about the other individual that I'm seeing is represented with that Eight of Swords, possibly. Six of Wands. This person actually does really want to have success. They might have been resisting a connection, though, because they were so focused on career success. They were so focused on everything but getting into a committed relationship. Okay, and there's our twin flame card. So twin flame, magician, Knight of Swords, and King of Wands in the reverse. So this person wants badly now to manifest coming back together. However, there is still a big old ego that sits here with someone who, on one hand, it's almost like they're the ones messing this connection up. They keep holding back. Like, no, I don't want to be in a relationship. But wait a second, I don't want to be single either. I know that I don't want to be single, but I want to be really successful. But I also want my twin flame, and I want to manifest everything that I can have. And I feel like this person just races toward things too rapidly and doesn't put in the time. So to manifest is amazing, right? Of course we're going to manifest. We're going to think about what we want. We're going to focus on it. We're going to, try to call that into action. But someone here may decide the things that they want, but then they don't actually follow it up. Like manifesting, at least in my viewpoint, we can think about things, but we live in the 3D world and we're responsible for the lives that we've been given. So if you want something, yes, put your mind on it, but then take actionable steps in reality to make those things happen. You don't sit there and go, I want $1 million. and think that it's going to show up in your pocket. You want $1 million? Okay, come up with a great product, market it, design it, create it, sell it, do the thing that leads you to that $1 million. But you've got to actually do it. And I kind of feel like this person thinks it should come faster than it does. And then they kind of run out of steam for it, is almost what it looks like to me. So somebody really wants to be with you, but they also want whatever this success is. Whatever this success is, they really want that. And they thought that they needed to stay single in order to do all that. But now they're realizing, as you are turning and going a new direction, saying, you know what? Okay. If someone who I know there's a powerful connection with us and they know it too, but if they can't put the time in to build a relationship because they need to keep chasing down other things that they want to manifest, even though they're not really going about it, we've got to get the king in the upright. So they put their passion into something. I feel like this is somebody who decides that they're going to do something. I'm going to be the best at it. It's going to be super successful. And then if in 3 minutes they don't see success, it's like, wah, wah. Okay, that must not work then. So I have to go a new direction. And I just feel like this person has a burning desire for success and recognition. But with this card in the reverse and with them staying stuck, it just seems like they don't realize that amazing things in life take time and effort to grow. We can't race in and out and think that it's almost like the reward that we get for the things that we put our energy into in life is watching it be cultivated and watching it grow. But I feel like this person wants a quick, they want it fast. They want it now. A very impatient, impulsive energy. And it's because they just have to get past the ego. I feel like this person cuts things loose way too fast if they're not seeing immediate success. And if they won't buckle down and they may have amazing ideas. This person could have so much potential. They could be so brilliant, so smart, but they have to buckle down, put the work in. They may be a great visionary, but they've got to put the work in to make something happen, including with a wonderful relationship. They feel the connection, but the connection isn't a relationship unless they're putting in the time. But somebody's ego keeps getting in the way and they keep scattering their energy too much in this story. Right? And it is only a story, but it's an interesting frame of how to frame the story, because I'm surprised to see all that. And in the meantime, you've kind of shrugged and said, I don't know what you're doing, but if you want to just keep running around, rushing around, that's your prerogative. But I want stability. I want something fresh, something solid, something that I can see grow. So let me just see what's the outcome here, because it seems like there's a lot of love here, but this is two people who you've chosen to go a separate direction. Outcome could be a 10 of cups. They're still very possible here, but it could be because it came out sideways. Hold on, let me get one more. I almost feel like there has to be healing and there has to be maturity. 3 of cups, world in the reverse, sun. Look, any way we slice it, here's what we have. So we've got that 10 of cups that came out sideways. Can there be absolute happiness? For sure, there can be. All that is possible. Do we have to first get rid of the energy that keeps scattering things? Yeah, most likely. And is somebody ready to get rid of that energy that they keep scattering everywhere? I'm not talking about this as a third party. I'm talking about this as somebody who keeps putting other business prospects ahead of a relationship, thinking that they need to stay single, thinking that they want to rush around and do all these different things without ever putting the time in to develop something. And until they change and they join you in I want this new world, I want this new behavior, then we're not going to have that 10 of cups as long as somebody stays in this energy. But don't fret, because the sun card is here anyway. This is a combination of either, look, you're going to wind up so happy no matter what. There is an element of divine timing at play here. There's also an element of clarity of vision. This same person may finally have clarity. Now, it seems like you've already had clarity where you're like, look, I'm going toward my happiness no matter what. And if it's somebody other than this person who's going to be my happy forever after, I'm good with that too. You're not in a rush. You're not out going to jump into something with the first person you meet, but rather this storyline describes I am choosing healthy interactions that bring value to my life, people that are clear in what they want, and I'm clear in what I want, and it's always choosing the positive. But this can also talk about the same individual who is not recognized that they've got to quit chasing things and then failing to put energy in them. Once they get to that point, and this could also represent them having that clarity and maturing at some point and recognizing, like, I've had happiness within my grasp all along. All I had to do was embrace it. So we have happiness regardless. We have satisfaction. We have a fulfilling life ahead. It may not be with this person, but it could still possibly be. That's the question mark. And that depends upon how each individual, what choices every person wants to make in their life. For right now, all I can see is that one person, the person I keep calling you, seems to be moving toward the things that make them happy, make them satisfied, bring light and love into their world. So I hope that makes a little bit of sense. And I hope that all of this does represent the healing that perhaps two twins do separately. And then who knows if that gives rise to a whole new era, that'd be beautiful too. So, all right. Take care, everyone. Bye.